Hello and welcome to Woman today on Independent Television. I'm adorable Adesuwa Osa Uwagie. Sometimes a lot of people wonder what's in a woman's world. What do women think about? What's in the head of a woman? What does she carry? A woman carries quite a number of things. She is bothered about so many things, from friendship to marriage to family to work, everything, even to the smallest details about herself, her beauty, her self-esteem, and so many more. So today we're just going to pick on a few things that bothers a woman, a few things that a woman like, few things that makes a woman or mars a woman. These and many more we're going to be looking at today on the program. So I have the founder and coordinator of Caring Heart Initiative here with me in the studio. Join me as I make welcome Comrade Grace Obakina. I'm so happy to have you. Man, your smile won't even allow me to complete my sentence. my sentence.
Good evening.
You have this beautiful smile that calms one's nerves, that makes you, want to like unburden one's heart to you.
Good evening.
That is why you're the coordinator.
And to all my beautiful viewers at home, good evening. It's always a secret that we should all cultivate the habit to live by, because the smiles helps you to unburden the wahalas.
Yes.
But above all is the joy that makes you a woman. I'm so proud to be a woman.
And it doesn't really take you much to smile, just the face. And then the mouth.
Yeah.
All right, Grace, we're looking at, want to look into the woman's world, just a little bit into the woman's world, because we cannot really go into the woman's world if we want to do that within these few minutes that we have. So in a woman's world, there's so many things. There is friendship, there is marriage, there is family, there is beauty, there is job, so many things. So let us do a little bit of those things that I've mentioned, because it bothers a woman. It can make a woman. Yeah. It can also mar a woman. Why do women like friendship? Some women like friendship, and another group of women do not like to, make friends with some persons. And then another set would rather make friends with male. Oh, I don't want to mingle with female. And I keep wondering, as a woman, why won't I want to mingle with a woman? And it's even bad when that woman is married.
Yeah.
How do you
marry
that? You're married, you have male friends, So
that.
In a woman's world, what does friendship mean to a woman?
Okay, friendship is one beautiful aspect of a woman that we should not cut short from. We should not shove it off because we just can't do without it. It's something I recommend. And this will serve as an opportunity later while we'll talk to look into some women that think they don't need friendship. Now, one of the reasons why you need friends as a woman is because it brings you together in a cycle. As friends, you are able to talk about the things that bothers you. You talk about childbearing. You talk about family issue. You talk about rearing children. You talk about children rivalry. Because these women, because of course as a friend, you have a woman that have gone through the process you are going through. And you want to share. The things I am going through, is it the same thing you go through? How do you overcome? When you are challenged, what are the things you put in place that you are able to use to suppress the challenges that come? Now, if you are not friends with this person, whatever this person says, you won't be able to take it to heart. You feel, maybe this person is just saying it. He wants me to feel he's perfect, or he wants me to be on the sympathetic mode to say, oh, let me be sympathetic with this person. But when you keep friends with co-women like you, I will always talk about women like you, because it cuts across your educational background, it cuts across your religion. So when you're able to keep friends with people, and your social status, it also brings you back to, I'll give an example. When I was pregnant of my first child, I was coming from antenatal one day. I was all this baby stuff, and I saw another young woman that was pregnant. She was carrying a bowl of pure water on her head, selling, and somebody wanted to sell, to buy. She rushed, placed the water down, and started selling. And I was asking, I said, is it the same pregnancy that I am feeling all naughty about that this woman is? Now, if this woman happens to be my friend, I'll be able to ask some questions. How are you able to cope? Is it that you don't feel these pains, or because of the circumstances? And funny enough, it could just be the little things she does to us that looks like she's not so privileged, has been able to stand for her as strength. Now, so why I say it is good to keep friends with women like you. You are able to share experience. That's one of the major reasons. It's not about the gossiping. I want us to know that while trying to keep friendship, let's put, yes, there could be positive gossiping, but your major reason for wanting to keep friends with a particular person is to be able to share from the person's experience and be able to use it to model your life. It could be where you are erring, you want to change. It could be where you think you are perfect, you want to adjust. But it all boils back to when you need support, when you need to have reasons to smile, when you need to come out of situations that you don't like, you discover that experience from your friends will build you up and you'll be able to carry on. For me, that's one of the recommendations for friendship.
That's how we have friendship.
Yeah.
Now, friendship are made and mar women. Okay, let's talk about the negative area now, because you've been concentrating on the positive area of friendship. Now, women have made friends with each other, have made friends with their women like them, okay? And it didn't turn out well. It did not turn out well. You know, some women have experienced betrayal.
Yeah.
Some women have experienced pain.
Yeah.
Some women have experienced quite a number of, you know, they have gotten quite a number of negative vibes from being friends with other females. So let's talk about this, you know, because I have had experience too. I've got my fingers burnt. So these days I select my friends, you know, and all of that. So how can a woman deal with this negative vibes she gets from friendship, particularly gossip, betrayal? Women have collected women's husbands.
That's true.
Women have collected women's boyfriends.
That's true.
Women have spoiled women's business.
Children.
Women have used women's children against the women, you know? All of that.
Beautiful. As interesting as it is for us to have friends, we should be very, very careful. And that's why I said friends of your likes. Now, just the way we take every other thing in a very spiritual angle, when you want to do this, you pray about it. You should be very selective of your friends. That is not to say you should be snob. It's not everybody you talk to that are your friends. True. So when I mean friends, I'm talking about people that can be your confidence. That's not to say we've not had people you so trust so much and they turn their back.
Stab you in the
back.
back.
So at the end of the day, that I am your friend does not mean my life should be naked to you.
Okay.
There should be limits to which your friendship can go.
Okay.
Should I bring a challenge to you concerning my husband and you look into my eyes to insult my husband, I'll be careful. I'll be wary of you. Because irrespective of whatever the problem is, I need you to help me come out of
that situation.
And not to run down my husband. So if you are the type that I see doing a thing like that, I will just be careful of you, and you should be quick to refrain. Even the Bible said there is a time to reach out and there is a time to refrain. Because we always have these symptoms, but sometimes we overlook. And it is when we start overlooking, that is when the problem comes. Friendship is supposed to be healthy. Friendship is not supposed to come with hurt. And when you notice your friendship with a particular person, whenever the person comes around, there is no positive deposit. He's busy talking about someone else's issue. Such friends, if you can't face them to stop them, like what I always do, when I have one or two persons around me talking about people, the question I ask is, are you there? Then secondly, I will ask, can you repeat this where the person is? There was one that was so close and he was not ready to repent. Immediately he was just talking. I just picked up my phone and called the person. I said, so person, how are you? How is everything? Mama so person is even here. We are even talking about your matter. We are trying to see how we can come to meet you. So when he saw that I did a thing like that, though I didn't divulge what the person was saying to me, he quickly took back her words, because she was sure if I reach out to that person, I would tell the person what we've said. I was just trying to cut off the person politely, and he was not ready to go. So I thought that was the best mechanism. And I can't have you as a friend and I'll be afraid to do some things with you. So that is why whatever you come to say, you should be sure. That's for those that are gossip. Why some are just lazy? They want to see fault in everything people do around. You should be able to build them up. Sometimes low self-esteem can also make women to want to do that. So what we'll do is, if this relationship is not working well with you, instead of staying there living in hurt and bitterness, which ends up in jealousy and envy, that you want to do what will hurt your friend, the best thing is to break up. At that point in time, it's no longer working. The Bible says two cannot work together except they agree. If you're no longer in agreement, the best bet for you is to work. Then thirdly, it will be an act of carelessness. A woman is supposed to be the pride of her husband. A woman is supposed to be the security of her husband. So irrespective of how close I am to you, I will not allow you into the most secret chambers of my home, where I know it's supposed to be my husband's privacy. It's not only, I'm not talking about the building now. If my husband is around and I know it's time for him to be at the living room and you've come to visit, after salutation, I think I should be wise enough as a mother to either lead you to my room or to lead you outside where we can dialogue. I would not give you the opportunity to sit and start chatting, opening teeth with my husband, where familiarity will come in, so that tomorrow you will not tell me because we were together in the living room discussing, that is why I have to see him alone somewhere tomorrow and I had to sit there. I'm just giving us examples. We should guide what we have. I'm not saying our husbands should not be interactive with our friend, but you should be able to know this is my friend and this is the limit. And guess what? If you're not also careful, she begins to introduce ideas and topic into the head of your husband about you. Those are friends that are of negative impact. And if you notice, they do us. The truth of the matter is, you would always see these traces. You will, because they will do it from someone else. Some time ago, a very long time ago, about 20 years ago, I had a friend that went talking about another friend to a friend of ours. And she was so sweet to tell her something. He said, the minute you leave here, do you know, I wasn't a direct friend to that person. You're going to talk about it too. I wasn't a direct friend to that person, but he was advising her, and I learned something. He said, immediately you leave here now, everything you have told me about your friend is what I will see about you. Because you were comfortable with her as a friend, and you say these negative things about her. So immediately you leave, I see you in that vein. That gave me an insight that whatever you don't want somebody to think about you, don't say it about somebody else. That has been my principle. And I wish as women we begin to see it from that end. It's a beautiful thing to have friends. At least once in a while you have people you're onboarding your heart with. There are fears. You're bound to have fears. But even in the midst of relating these fears, and you see the advice that is coming, of course, so many advices can come. If you're wise, you go back, you process, and you select the ones that you can apply to your life. And if you see that the person is always coming in a negative way, then you could just like cut away from that person. I give another instance. I had a neighbor that came newly and we started relating together. But anytime she comes around, she gossips. And I asked her, I said, this person are your friend, are you always talking about them? When she's knocking, I just stand at the door. Oh, welcome. Ah, you just came at the wrong time. Oh, I'm just about doing some arrangement in my room. And you know, I can't be gisting with you. You'll feel boring. Please, let me just finish. I'll call you. When I did that about 3 times, I'm sure she pinched herself and she stopped coming because I really wanted to cut her off. We can as well begin to cultivate that habit. You don't just bring people as your friend. You can talk to anybody. When you have studied for a while and you discover that this person can impact your life spiritually, academically, socially, even financially. Some friends you get engaged with take you shopping every weekend, making you a woman that can't save, and you won't be able to say, let me plan. For every of your spending, you should be able to plan for it. And if at the end of the day you are not, you just go into spending, such friends should
even
be
when you
disengaged.
don't even have that kind of money.
Some will lure you into credit. Such friends, you just disengage yourself completely from them. So at the end of the day, they don't go putting you into trouble. Then the ones that come to to show off about what they don't have. Those are the type you should even be careful of.
And even what they have.
Even what they have. All fingers have never and will never be equal. But you can actually live within your means. What you have at that point in time is comfortable for you until you start living a competitive life. And any friend that pushes you to such a life is somebody you should disengage. Let's not forget that we should be able to differentiate friends that want to push you into competition and friends that want to push you to meet up in life.
But you know, unfortunately, a lot of women don't know that.
They're the friends.
Okay, there's somebody who belongs to a social club.
Okay.
She's not comfortable in that club.
Okay.
She's not happy with it.
Okay.
She cannot meet the financial requirements of that
Standards.
club. She cannot meet the dress sense or the dress code or whatever.
And
she
you are
cannot meet the travel expenses. She
Okay.
just cannot do anything. But she's there because she wants to meet up.
The status.
She's there because she wants a name. She is there because every other person that she knows is in that social group. Yet she's complaining and she cannot withdraw. And this is creating a big problem
in her family,
in her marriage.
Yeah.
She's having serious issues. She came for counseling and I was like, you are the problem of yourself.
That's it.
Why don't you pull out? She said, don't just go there. But you are
Seriously?
not happy being where you are.
Maybe you're even being indebted.
Must you do what every other person is doing? Why
No.
don't you use your time wisely? Use your time to do something positive. She cannot withdraw. But I know she wants to. But what will people say?
And that's what is killing.
That
What
is the problem.
will people
So how
say?
can such a woman like retrace her step? Because as it is now, she's not careful. She's just going to
marriage
go
will
with
break.
that social club.
And every woman knows when to refrain. But
Not
this
every
thing,
woman.
okay, most
Not
women,
every
let's say
woman.
most women. But this thing, what will people say, has always been the problem that I would say most women are suffering today. Whether you are there, if you are not there, people must and will keep saying. So for your own health, when I'm talking about health now, I'm not talking about just the state of your mind alone, for the safety of your family, for the peace of your home, and even the peace of your own mind. The best thing at such a time is to completely refrain. And I even ask people, there is what we call association. But an association should be a willing, comfortable, and stressless group. Once your association is making so much demands
on you.
of you, please get away. There are some persons, even most of the clothing they are buying, in the next 10 years, they can't make it. Excuse me, what are you doing with it? So please, association is good. I'm sure in the course of this discussion, we're going to be talking about hanging out, the reasons why it is good sometimes for your mental mind to be
health.
relaxed. But if this association is causing you more harm than good, please, my women, I want you to desist from it. Because at the end of the day, the things you're supposed to concentrate to give your children a good life, you all will pour everything into it. And they see their father going too much stress. Everything is done by daddy because the little spare you have is going for either one meeting or the other. But this is different from the friendship we're talking about. We are talking about healthy friends. So what if we are recommending friends
that will impact your life positively?
We're recommending friends that will be of positive impact to your life, that will build you up, that will challenge you. I've seen a woman, it's a very small scenario. They were having issues. She was always coming to ask of, oh, please, can I have 5,000 today? The children have not eaten, the woman will help. What did she do? She took her to the market, bought her a fry pan, bought her this thing they use in setting fire, the standing one, bought her everything, bought her a quarter bag of beans and told her, let's go. Showed her how to make akara, fried yam and all the rest of it, and gave her a very lucrative spot, discussed with the owner. And she kept monitoring. Today, the woman, the crowd that is always there because she extended making pap, making beans, so it's no longer the akara stuff. People come there to eat and all. And she's looking beautiful. Just about 2 months ago, I saw her. Having done all of that, she goes home to rest. And about 3, she shades fowl feeds. And now she and her children, they are looking beautiful. that's a positive impact.
Sure.
It's not just about the money that was given. They were already friends, and she told her, I can't be giving you money all the time. I want you to also learn to do something. That is a friend you will never forget for the rest of your life. Not the one that will tell you, okay, let me give you today, but there's somewhere I will take you to where you will go and join one meeting so that when you collect, yes, there's also this contribution meeting that is good. I told somebody, even if I must contribute in your meeting, I'm not going to be coming there. When she kept asking the meeting, look at the positive, I said, since I was born, my parents have never been. I'm not saying it's bad for the ones that are good to you. But since I was born, I have never met my parents in any meeting. So I didn't grow up having that mentality. Until today, there is nothing. And I've also let my children know, if you must have group, like your office work, the social status, they are good. You meet once in a while, you learn. Positive, they bring people, you train, you build your capacity, you get information of things that are happening in other places, and you discover that your life is growing. So once it is not something about that, we are saying friendship is good, but we are recommending the ones that makes impact, and you can see the results, both in your life, in your marriage, and even your spouse can testify that the friends you have with this person is a healthy one. Any friend that can't stand the test of time is not worthy to be called friendship.
Let me say this. You know, we've had instances where you see women, group of women, is an association, is a club, is whatever. But what they do behind the scene is mass adultery. What they do is mass adultery. They have given a lot of our men reasons not to trust their wives anymore. Reason not to trust their women at all.
That's true.
And then you begin to wonder, are these women normal? I can't just wake up one day and say, okay, sweetheart, I want to join one association. As in, you know, like they say on the street, as in how?
And that's why you should be able to investigate.
This group of women, what is really their problem? What seems to be the problem here? Because mass adultery. A man the other day almost killed his wife because she left to attend one of these meetings, and it was like, oh, you are not comfortable anymore. You want to start sleeping with other men. And she was trying to make a case. It's not like that. He said, look, I don't want to see you in this place, in that kind of a place again. So how do we form beautiful association? How do we form wonderful groups to like help each other, to impact on each other, to build each other's capacity without anybody tagging that group a group of
immorality?
Yes.
Okay, I think I made a post last week, and I was trying to differentiate, talking about women. It's very soon we're going to be having the 16 days of activism of violence against women. So I was trying to talk to women, and we discover, I'm sorry, I'm going to be so plain. Circumstances that surrounds your being divorced.
Yes.
We are not in the same category.
Okay.
And so there is little or nothing I could learn
from that. I
should be careful of the group you are inviting me to.
Okay.
In that way, we should be able to form healthy clusters. When the divorced are having their meeting, the married should still have their meeting,
and not
the single ladies are having their meeting. You can once in a while invite for talks, but to be in the midst of these persons, trust me, you may not be 100% fit to be in that category.
Will this not mean discrimination?
It's not. That's why I said once in a while, you could come together to mingle, because the divorced have a similar challenge that they have the best way to which they can handle.
Okay.
When you see a divorced woman talking discriminatively about a man, and you that you're still in your home, you may want to be tempted to want to apply same method, and that will be disaster. So once in a while they can come together, but it's healthy to have clusters among those clubs.
Grace, I wish we could go on and on and on, because you're making sense the way we say it on the street. You know, it's so nice talking with you. when we started, I did mention friendship, marriage, family, and of course, beauty, okay? So it's going to be a series of some topics that women go through, some topics that can man or make a woman. So this is what we're going to do today. We will continue, okay? Until then, please choose your friends wisely, as Grace said. Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
I'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.